Kung Fu. Well, the cuts are as clear as the kicks. I'm Shifu Pain, and... Dear Lord, what have I done? When it comes to martial arts films, there are three essential elements that you need to have in order to make compelling action. First of all, you need compelling characters that you want to root for and you want to see succeed. Second of all, you need great choreography, which keeps your viewer engaged, and various levels and layers that keep the viewer on their toes. And third of all, you need the cinematography that highlights what's going on and keeps things flowing for the audience. So are all these true of today's film?
Enter the Warrior's Gate, a 2016 entry starring Uriah Shelton, Nini, Mark Chao, and Dave Bautista, and was directed by Matthias Hohen. Looking at Hohen's previous work, I can't see any previous experience in martial arts or action. There's more of an emphasis on horror and independent work, directing films such as Cockneys vs. Zombies, and having a cinematography credit for Turn Off Your Bloody Phone.
So before I talk any further, let's go over the story.
A bully kid is pulled into another world to save a princess from an evil warlord, and eventually returns to his life, having gained more confidence.
Oh, I'm sorry, were you expecting something else? Were you expecting maybe more detail, or more of a deep dive, or maybe even the characters' names?
Well, that's when we get to the problem here. This film is just paint by numbers. You have the reluctant hero who learns to be more confident along his journey, the reluctant mentor who has a grim backstory and eventually bonds with the hero, the bad guy with a dark aesthetic, your princess is in another castle, and a wizard called Wizard. This whole film just screams of lazy. Go here, go there, done. And where this hurts the most is in the action scenes, because they are the worst of modern cinematography. In a martial arts film, the camera needs to be kept at a static wide to mid-angle shot, making certain that the audience can keep up. Generally, the fight scene has a rhythm, a back and forth with beats like a piece of music, to keep the pace and make it easier for the viewer to follow along. Take a look at this clip from Opium and the Kung Fu Master. You can follow the rhythm fairly easily. When you have a quick cut to a new angle, this can be used in action scenes with actors that aren't martial artists to hide the fact that the blow didn't connect, or the switch to a stunt double. That is, if it's in Hollywood. But in Hong Kong land, we're showing that hit again in all its glory. Showing the same impact at the new angle helps the brain to connect the dots together and keeps the pace flowing. Take this example from Wheels on Meals. You want the viewer to not be bored by the action, keeping the flow and pace easy to follow and still show the back and forth of the fight to make the protagonist's victory more rewarding by seeing the struggle.
Well, throw all that out the fucking window, because this film has absolutely none of that.
Ji Hua-ling was the film's action director, while Stephen McMichael served as fight choreographer. Ji Hua-ling is a veteran in the genre, with credits in stunt work on many films, including Kung Fu Hustle, X-Men, and Man of Tai Chi. While McMichael also has stunt credits going back to the 90s, working as a stuntman and eventually an action director.
These two are veterans, they know what they're doing, so what happened here?
My guess is that Hohen, who is primarily an indie horror director, was handed too much and not given enough time to work on the scenes or give them a polished treatment.
Because out of the 4 or 5 fight scenes that take place in this film, only one is coherent enough for us to talk about here.
This scene takes place a third of the way into the film, after a brief period of fish-out-of-water stuff with the princess that went nowhere except a dance break in the credits.
Oh my, the development.
Some bandits come through the gateway that is also a basket, and try to kidnap the princess. The princess incidentally fights them off while our hero is kicked around like a football with a hole in it. The fight starts proper with the princess throwing the bandit away by flowing with the direction that he was moving in and taking control of it. This sort of technique is present in a lot of Chinese martial arts, including the Qin branch of Kung Fu, Tai Chi, and can be found in Jeet Kune Do. I'm going to attribute Tai Chi to this princess here in terms of fighting style, as we have seen her practice the martial arts earlier in the film. The primary philosophy of Tai Chi is about flowing with the energy of one's own body, as well as working in harmony with the energies around us, very much entwined with Taoist principle, referencing internal and external energies, as more bandits enter the fray, including this guy that looks like Taylor Lautner.
Sorry, Jacob, no babies to imprint on here.
The fight moves to the upstairs of the house, and this is the perfect summation of this film's problem. The action is in a tight space with a lot of people all moving. For the audience to see what's going on, you need a static angle with clear markers to indicate where everyone is. What do they do instead? Have loads of shaky cam and close-up, so it's all blurs and sound effects. What makes this more offensive is that they have the static shot for 3 seconds. Yes, I counted. A static shot looking down where you can see what's going on and where everyone is. And you can see the princess using more Tai Chi and using their momentum against them to gain an advantage. But then it's right back to the shaky cam. I have a headache! The cinematography improves when we head back downstairs, where we can see the princess using a technique that I'm going to call bull on. We see her trap this guy's wrists, bring him forwards, and then he's pushed back. This looks like a chin-ar technique with the general structure, but there is no sign that the bandit was trying to retake control of the momentum and pull himself back for the princess to then send him off balance. If she had swept his leg while pushing him, then it would be fine, but the cinematography does not make that clear. Things pretty much wrap up from there, with the princess getting overwhelmed and captures while the protagonist is kicked through a window.
That's all I can really look at with this film. Honestly, this whole thing just feels like a paint by numbers. There are no twists or turns or any development that warrants a further analysis or the usual format I would usually take with these videos. It's just empty.
The mentor character is given the morbid backstory of losing his brothers when the Emperor was killed. There's grounds for a plotline of him trying to keep the princess safe to make their sacrifice mean something, and it really affecting him when things turn south. They don't do anything with that backstory.
What is there instead?
This princess character is shown to be a capable person with the fish out of water plot that could be the potential for learning to become a better ruler, or growing more independent by saving herself from the warlord, realizing what her people need in order to truly live up to her father's legacy. What do we get instead? Needing to be saved by the hero, and her eventually saying screw her people to be with the guy she's known for 2 minutes.
I hate to be so negative here, I really do, but when I just see such wasted potential here, I just can't help but feel frustrated.
Martial arts are not just about punching people in the face or learning how to fight. Sure, it's a form of exercise, but if you only see it as that, then you're denying all else it can be. Martial arts is a form of expression, a spiritual release, a way to become more in tune with one's emotions, a way to gain more confidence and learn more about personal identity. It's a whole way of interacting with the world. That's why there are so many different martial arts in the world, as much as there are different people. That's why I like to explore and analyze different martial arts in these videos, to showcase that there's more to this world than just how to hit people, but show how it is a way to move forwards in life and understand oneself better. And then to see something like this come along, with no regard for the actual martial arts it claims to admire, not caring enough to properly show its strengths or philosophy, no regard to even give a proper story with characters to grow and develop.
This film is the first one like it on this channel, but it probably won't be the last. So for now, all I can really say is that I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. Thank you so much for watching this week's video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss a new video. And until next time everyone, peace be with you.